You know what? Before we get too deep, hold on. Let me stop the recording. I think we're late enough in the day. Like, I got some, like, more, like, editing kind of stuff to do tonight, but I think I can have myself a beverage. I did just re-up recently, too. So, yeah, let me go grab some of that. I'll be right back. So, a quick little snack, too. This. Voice is a little hoarse. I should probably get some vitamin C. A larger one. Okay, so yeah, quick snack time while I pour. These are fried calamari snacks. They're pretty good. There's the opening. And yeah, how's everyone's Tuesday going? We're about to dig right back into building out these API endpoints. I believe we got maybe like 3 of the 20 that we're going to need. And we haven't even started trying to test. It's Woodford Reserve. Almost forgot to pop out chat for YouTube, just in case people want to chat over there. I think you mean appetizers, Omar. But yeah. Yeah, I really enjoy calamari. This is like a much drier version that you can just like eat cold, like a potato chip kind of thing. All right, so here's one thing that we haven't done yet. Is valid request. All right, so yeah, that patch should be good. Oh, and we actually got more of these done than I thought. We did all the top level ones in balances. Let's go look at payments now. Nah, we don't have anything here in payments. So yeah, we need to do that part. Yeah, the streak counter is from a thing called power mode. And yeah, hold on. Do we even want to fetch balances here? We just call it payment right now. And we just call that transaction. We'll leave it. All right, so let's look at this. Nano ID we need to bring in. Okay, so account ID, amount, and currency code. And hold on. Balances table. Nope. This is payments table. Oh, interesting, Omar. I didn't realize that. No, that's fine. Yeah, I didn't know that entree meant something different in another language. Okay. What do you call the thing after the entrees in your language? Like it makes sense. Like entree, it's like the thing that you're like the entry to the meal, right? Like that actually makes so much sense to me. Do you just call it like the main course or something? Yeah, so that's probably main course. Yep. Okay. All right, so we validate that. Some of this other stuff is going to be broken though. And yeah, there's no validator with this part. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yep. Ooh, now hold on. Did I actually end up building middleware for getting a payment? I didn't. And it's really only used in so many endpoints, so it's probably not a big deal. All right, getting a payment. Yeah, that part seems fine. Yeah, Super Maven is nailing it with a bunch of this stuff. What's Coden 007? How you doing? I think that's actually incorrect. If we look at payments, we see that account ID is part of the partition key. And these are backwards. Okay, so we just did payments. Now we got to do transactions. And yeah, a lot of this ends up just being a bunch of boilerplate, but, you know, gotta make it. And yeah, we're going to rename that. And this one actually has what we need. Yeah, Super Maven is a plugin. Yep. You like the layout? Thanks. Oh, yeah. $38 right now. Oh, nice. Yeah. That's definitely like my goal. To make a stream be watchable pretty much anywhere. So yeah, like the size of the text should be doable, but I could probably zoom in even more. 10 degrees where you're at? Fahrenheit? Where is that? Minnesota, North Dakota, Manitoba. Okay. Yeah, Minnesota gets really cold. No, I don't do Advent of Code. Manali. Oh, it's in India. Okay, so you're saying it's 10 degrees. I'm going to guess it's 10 degrees Celsius where you're at. So yeah, the temperature I was showing you was Fahrenheit. So I'm at like 1 degree Celsius right now. Something like that. So this endpoint does have the concept of the env prefix. Right? I think the issue is I don't think I have a good access pattern for the sandbox domains yet. So I may want to refactor that a bit. But we can leave it for now. Um, what do you mean, code in? Oh, no, I see what you're getting. Um, no, not really. Handler is just built out. Because we need a class to actually do this like route decorator. So this is just like a getter. It's not like get, post, etc. This is simply just a static getter so that we can output that to the export to use it within AWS Lambda. But I still needed it within a class so that I could do a decorator on it. Because you can't do a decorator on a bare function. I mean, weather's great, man. No need to be a curmudgeon about it. The @route decorator is what we use to generate our OpenAPI spec. So it's like the metadata for the route. Hey, what's up, Cinder? How you doing? So yeah, there's definitely going to be a bunch of gaps in what we're building right now. We did have most of transactions already built out, which is nice. All right, so transactions, business ID, balance ID, account ID. And yeah, there's definitely some validations we're missing. Yeah, we already use Zod. So the main thing with Dynamo is we want to avoid having to do a scan rather than a query. Our query requires that we have all of our keys set up. If you think in terms of like numerical, like ordering, there's primary, secondary, then tertiary is third, quaternary is fourth. Technically, partition and sort are used instead of primary and secondary, but, you know, you can treat them about the same. No, I don't think we have to scan it, but I do need to like think about how I want to do this. Hey, thanks, Mr. Faberdev. Yeah, I'm really proud of it. Yeah, we won. Yep. Yeah, I haven't figured out how to collect the prize winnings. I'm still pretty pumped on it. I'd love to know like the voting numbers. I think technically for any kind of hackathon that involves public voting, streamers have a leg up. Yeah, I mean, I gotta dash my hopes ahead of time, obviously. But yeah, thanks everyone. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was really fun. I hope you enjoyed watching me build it the other, like the past month or so. So, yeah, these are actually flawed. Let me get more music going, though. I won the Solid Hack Hackathon. For Solid Hack, I use Solid Start. It's open source if you want to look. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Spren, you have ideas all the time, but you're not recording them anywhere. You'll never come up with an idea the moment you're trying to come up with an idea, right? It just doesn't work. So instead, when you do have ideas, you write them down somewhere. That way you can pull from them later. As an example, I have a Trello board. Oh, looks like I got to log in. right? I got a Trello board with so much stuff in it. Like way too many things. If you're not recording your ideas somewhere, you're losing them pretty quickly after you came up with it. Doesn't mean you have to evaluate that you can do it right now, right? Every idea gets written down now. And if you don't have any software as a service ideas for that, right? Like, you know, you need to start just building stuff so that those ideas just come to you anyway. Yeah, the main gist there, Spren, is that when you have ideas, you are purely in like the creative brainstorming phase. And you should not mix that creative process with the critical process of trying to decide what you want to work on. Right? That critical process is totally separate. So at some point, you're going to write all your ideas in a Trello board or wherever, I don't care. And then you're going to go and, like, sort and filter them based upon how easy you think it could be to do, whether you're capable of doing it right now, how much you think it could make profitability wise, like all that stuff. That is when you can be critical and drag things up or move them to different like boards or columns to then actually like pick one later. So basically, never try and mix brainstorming and critical thinking. That's usually not a great idea, but while you are building something, you may end up coming up with ideas of software as a service that you could see, right? That would actually be useful. So as an example, the guys that made Unkey, I doubt Unkey was their first idea, but in the process of building other projects, they realized that API key management is a problem that could be solved as a software as a service. But they wouldn't know that that's something that they wanted to solve as a software as a service until they tried building some other thing that needed API keys. So you just got to start building stuff at some point, even if it is a copy of something else. And then eventually you might find something that is unique. Right? Just simply as part of the process of building something, you'll uncover the parts that are annoying. That's just one approach. You know, there's a lot of ways to handle it. And that's true, A Ray of Hope. But also, there's something to recognize about some ideas are tar pits, right? Like, there's so many dead and buried things inside of the tar pit. Sure, you might see a couple things sticking out above the tar pit, but you can realize how many, like, previous times someone has tried to do it and failed. So, yeah, the idea of, like, a blue ocean versus a tar pit is like a startup term. No, I didn't. Because I don't think I'd be able to get work to cover it, and they don't cover travel. So it was just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem approachable for me yet. I'm guessing the deadline is passed anyway. But yeah, no, I didn't. I also just traveled so much over the past like month and a half. Oh, it's tomorrow? I could. But yeah, like considering that I'd have to cover it out of my own pocket. I already like spent a bit too much traveling out of my own pocket over the past couple months. Need to stack up some more cash. I plan on applying to Render ATL and React Miami, though. Those are coming up in a couple weeks. Yeah, I think you're like, I think a talk about like like feature flagging in general, like the use cases, etc., and then like A/B testing. Like, I really do feel like maybe like a more basic approach would be worthwhile for render ATL. But yeah, like I think so many people are unaware of what feature flags even are, right? Like there was a lot of conversations like that at KubeCon in SLC even, right? Like yeah. But yeah, React Miami is about React and it's in Miami. And yes, I do have a day job. My day job is a developer advocate at GetKraken. I think they're continuing the 50% off through the week as well. So instead of Cyber Monday, it's becoming Cyber Week. They do have like a limited supply of those 50% off tickets, but could be worth it. Yeah, if I don't get a talk accepted to render ATL, I will most likely try and do like the influencer ticket again, in which, you know, I'm still paying out of my own pocket for the hotel and the flight, but at least I can get the free ticket. Yeah, the thing about render ATL is you're only allowed to do one submission, which is crazy. So yeah, like React Miami, you can do like 3 and it's no problem. So you can increase your odds of getting accepted. And hey, what's up, Code Drift? How you doing? Oh, I've heard that one's good. I think Dylan Mulroy spoke at that one, right? Yeah, that one would be cool. And yeah, how you doing? Like, what you up to? Code Drift and someone else said hi too, right? Yeah, what's up, Heinen? Any suggestions for contributing to open source? Find things that you use and improve them. Yeah, I need to start like really planning that out. Otherwise, I'm going to run into the same problem I ran into this year, where I had way too many conferences during the fall. I really don't want to have to do like a 5 a.m. flight from New York to Atlanta again. Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, good first issue. I think there's even some websites that aggregate those. And just apply to everything. Those are future Chris problems. You're not wrong, right? And worst case scenario, I can just tell them no as long as I remember to actually send that email. That was my problem. I forgot to actually send the email to the connect.tech people. And I wasn't going to flake on them. So, yeah, just had to make it happen. Sure. Yeah, there you go, Heinen. Totally works. I think for the most part, trying to contribute to stuff that you actually use. All right, then you're like more motivated for it. That is a great point. Yeah, a lot of companies like to hire from people that contribute to their open source. Yep. Does Growth Book have any good good issues that you're hoping people would tackle? You keep doing them. That defeats the point, man. No, I get it. Like, because they're usually the low hanging fruit. But, like, they're necessary enough that, like, it's better to have them done sooner rather than later. Yeah, that part's tough. Oh, and Resonant, not sure if you saw, I won the Solid Hack Hackathon with Githium. Yeah, thanks. Not sure if you've seen it before, but yeah, you can generate a GIF from a code diff, and we use Shiki Magic Move to animate between the two states. And then, yeah, there's also, you can export to a video as well. So yeah, the GIF is like 500K, the video is like 100K, which is nice. And yeah, this was my first time being able to use FFmpeg Wasm, so that was fun. No, Fallen, I think you said congrats. Like, no, I appreciate you. Thanks, man. But yeah, the results are published. I don't think they're on the main website. Oh, not sold, hack. Yeah, so they haven't updated the website. Yeah, Twitter's pretty much the main place. Like, the Discord is where they announced. And man, hold on. Code Drift, thank you for the sub. New Metamosa, thank you for the sub as well. Damn, 56 months? Damn, New Made. Dude, thank you. Damn, 56 months. Yeah, that's huge. Wu Ming Fang, thank you for the follow. Welcome. I know, right? Yeah, 56 is massive. I can think of maybe like 2 people off the top of my head that have longer. I'm not sure if Raimu still has his going, but the Primogens is probably at like 67 at this point. Fallen, yeah, I don't know. That's a weird permitted term. Yeah, he's too away from being elite. Yeah. I think I'm at 66 in Prime Stream. He's got one more than me. Like mutually. How come the latency is so low? On what? On Githium? Most of Githium is here on stream. I have like the low latency setting set. And yeah, thanks for the hype train, everyone. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. All right, so do I store any data with Giphium? Only if you log in, right? If you log in, you get the option to save your snippets for like recalling them later. Oh, and New Maid, thank you for the gifted sub too. Oh, I got some domains I need to renew. Just noticed those emails. Oh, yeah, thanks for subbing to my YouTube as well. Appreciate that. Ooh. So this one. Yeah, this one's its due. Oh, wrong place. Right, so fetching a quota ID by just business ID and quota ID just makes sense. For usage and adjustments, yeah, I like the idea of the sort key being the created at value. Right, like the big thing with Dynamo is we need to think about our access patterns. I want the values to come back sorted. So yeah, sort key being created at makes sense. Partition key. right? Are we going to ever want to fetch all usage, like, for a quota based upon just the business ID? I don't think so. Oh, are we ever going to really fetch a single quota at a time? That I don't think so either. Or a single, like, usage. Yeah, we would if we're going to be doing a delete or an update. Hmm. Yeah, so I think that's what we end up needing to do here. I'm always curious what movie that clip's from. The voice sounds to me like Emilio Estevez. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what movie that quote's from. That's one of my favorite things, trying to guess like movie quotes and stuff. This song's good. Hold on. We're going to get another one going. Uh, is Mega Drive on Bandcamp? I think they are. Okay, so it's not that album. I think it's here on Hardwired. No. Rewind? There's a song by Mega Drive. This is it. Yeah, yeah. Here we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one's mellow. This song is crunchy. Oh, but it's so good. So yeah, pretty much everything we care about the sort key being created at, just because we want the data to come back in that order. Wait, no, that part's fine. Not sure the way I'm doing the keys here is actually right. Right, for API keys. See, I'll want to think about the API key situation here in a bit. And actually, I don't think we'll ever have a case where we're fetching business users by anything other than right, like user ID and business ID. Yeah, not sure about the marketing emails thing too. That'll probably go away. All right, yeah, so the rest of this looks good. It means that we're going to have to go through and audit pretty much all of our data queries. And man, yeah, I really need like some kind of TypeScript wizard to help me make this more type safe. Right? And what do I mean by that? What I mean is if we are doing a query for like get by ID, getting an existing transaction based on its sort key isn't going to be true, right? Because if we look at the data here for transactions, where is it? Right? For transactions, we're going to be fetching by business ID, balance ID, account ID, and transaction ID. Oh, but yeah, that last song, I know, I was like spacing out through it. Like, dude, so many of those quotes, like trying to figure out what movies they were from, is actually one of my favorite things. I think I've got most of them, right? Like, if you're not back in the air in 30 seconds, he dies. If blah, 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 he dies. Like, that's from Escape from New York, right? This is obviously some Rambo quotes. There was a bunch of like Blade Runner quotes in that last song. Yeah, there's like a bunch of good ones in there. The I Need a Computer, that's Johnny Mnemonic. But yeah, so what this is also making me realize is that deleting a transaction is going to require the account ID too. So yeah, the way that I've actually started scaffolding some of these endpoints is wrong. So if we go to balances payments, yeah, because like account ID isn't going to be in any kind of payload for doing a fetch, right? So this definitely needs the account ID in the URL. Right, and creating a payment doesn't make sense without the account. So pretty much the only thing we end up having at this level would end up being, right? There's going to be like the top level for just balance payments, and that's a get all. And that's it. Easy money. What's that one from? I'd have to hear the person's voice, I think. Oh, yeah, yeah, at the beginning. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good call. There you go. Yeah, okay. So then, yes, I need to go back to these arc files. And then, yeah, we do the same thing here. Yeah, for the most part. I think GitKraken's focus nowadays is more than just being a Git GUI. It's more about like team collaboration around Git. So a lot of our features end up being things that like one might be like one of the I think our best feature is called Launchpad, and that's where you can see all of your PRs and issues in one view. And then there's also a team view of that like your manager might look at to see everybody's PRs and issues, not just your own. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I can't remember if this next song's any good. I think this one ends up getting like way too intense. Yeah, 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 that song's way too intense. Yeah, yeah, I think that's probably enough Mega Drive. Let's get back to some other stuff. Well, I think the stats endpoints are gonna change. Sure. Yeah, I think it's definitely worth a shot. If you're a VS Code user, there's Git Lens inside of VS Code as well. That's also a thing that we make. I think these stats endpoints are actually going to change, but we'll leave them for now. Yeah, I think collaboration and like team like efforts is really like its bread and butter. But you know, there are plenty of people that use it on their solo projects. All right, so now let's move those under a folder. All right, so I just did usage and adjustments. All right, so we fail out there, but we should now have, yeah, we have the get all here in adjustments at the top level. All right. So now I need to go back up and we got to change out a bunch of this boilerplate. So first off, for creating a balance, that looks about right to me. So yeah, I think a lot of these like top level balance and quota things are going to be actually okay. Oh, yeah, one big thing. We're going to need to make some permissions middleware. right? Because we're going to be able to have multiple users per business, eventually we're going to want to limit what they can do. Yeah, the permission system, that'll be a whole like extra feature kind of thing. So yeah, I think all these top level things are good, but then once we get into here, yeah, this endpoint is missing a bunch of stuff. So this is right, get all payments for a balance. This might end up just being a stats endpoint. No, I think we still want to get all. That's a getter. All right, so we add all those missing imports. All right, so then here within accounts, we're going to create a middleware for getting an account. All right, we're going to need a type for this, and we should be able to do a union of that. And this endpoint is balances create. Nope, balance create we're good on. So when we get to payments here and a create, that this ends up being that. Yeah, all right. So that ends up being better. We'll need to do a build for that to actually be there, but for now, I think we're okay. And yeah, now this URL is that. And then we end up doing a bunch of the same stuff here. And yeah, we do have a bit of a waterfall on these requests. We can reduce some of that waterfall, right? Like we could probably parallelize all three of these. Yeah, we could definitely parallelize those. But I don't think that's our concern right now. And this is the delete endpoint. So yeah, the payment ID needs to be in there. Yeah, no worries, Omar. Have a good one. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I think we actually did want that. Oh. I forgot to update the path here, though. Yeah, no worries, Tiago. Have a good one. All right, so then here in update. Okay, yeah, that's seeming a bit better there. So I don't think that one's tertiary, though. So as far as payments table, getting it just by business ID and balance ID is... That's going to be quaternary. Okay, so now we can go to transactions here. And yeah, how you doing, Sarah? What you up to? All right, so that one's the delete. Yeah, I'm curious about that. You mean like internationalization for your application? ISO compliance. ISO 3166-1. Davip, thank you for the follow. Okay, so it's the country codes. Got it. Yeah, how you doing? Did they ever turn it off? I feel like they just leave it up all day long, like all year long. I feel like I've never seen them turn it off at this point. Oh, you know what I forgot on these two? I forgot to update the URL. Yep. Yeah, how you doing, Make? What you up to? Oh. And yeah, hold on. So let me look at this. KubeCon open. Oh, KubeCon. EU. And is it Alile or O'Leal? Let me know how to pronounce your name. No, not quite zero. No, the idea is there are two separate entities. One is a balance, one is a quota, and they may overlap a little bit, but the way you interact with them will change. So a quota might be you are a software as a service and you allow 1,000,000 requests a month. That is the quota. When the user is getting close to that quota, I think one thing my service could do is also like automate the emailing of the user to let them know that they're approaching their quota so that they could add more to it with, with an adjustment, right? No. Like, that's one way you could do it, but realistically, no, the quota is simply like a maximum. If they don't hit it, well, too bad. They're still paying their subscription fee, right? But the key is making sure that they're not overusing what they paid for. So then how do you cut them off when they're getting close to that quota? Or when they hit the quota? And then there's another idea of a balance. And a balance is basically like you would pay to top it up. So, right, a user might spend $20 and get X amount of credits within your system. As they use things, they deduct from those credits, and then they would have to top it up more, right? The big difference is the balance would carry over from month to month, whereas a quota resets every month. Yeah, I'm providing a lot of like the data modeling for that stuff. Theoretically, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Spyreus. Spyreus. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. I haven't reached out to him to see how we get paid, but that's the thing we can solve tomorrow. So yeah, the CFP for this is tomorrow. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would be worth it to submit something here. Hey, thanks, Krusty. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of it. Let me know if there's any moment where you're sick of the name Krusty. All right, just making sure. All right, let's pour some more water. Yeah, so I don't know. I have some ideas for things to submit, right? And if we go do it, let me just double check some of this. Description. This is for Europe. Yep. Co-speakers. Okay. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. That one will be tricky. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be really cool to be able to go to London. I've never been to London before. But yeah, I'd have to like cover it out of my own pocket probably. And that's the tougher part. What's up, Robotic Head? How you doing? Yeah, I don't know. I'll definitely think about it. Put me in a nice travel lodge. There you go. Yeah, yeah. The Bedbug Express. Why are you so itchy, dude? I stayed in a Bedbug Express last night. All right, play on the Holiday Inn Express. Is it possible to live in an airport? I mean, there's a movie about it. It's a Tom Hanks movie. It's got to be good. Yeah, ask Tom Hanks. We'd have to ask him which one he preferred. Yeah, the only problem with that is that food is like 10 times as expensive at an airport. What you would have to do is you'd have to book yourself flights to places that it's cheaper than a hotel room, which is doable. I think Algo Bro was looking the other day, or not the other day, like earlier this year, at like possibly going from Vegas to San Diego, and like a flight was like $50 or something. Wait, what is that? The bread? I've never heard of that before. Sounds amazing though. So that's how we were actually handling that query. But really, like here, we're good to go because that would never be different. So we don't need that anymore. Oh man. Yeah, what we're doing here. I'm gonna leave that. Man, yeah, some of this stuff. Some of this stuff's a little trickier. Oof. Yeah, so when it comes to doing the searching of transactions, yeah. We're gonna punt on that one a little bit. Oh, it's thick. Yeah, it's big. And yeah, how you doing, Jaeger? Oh yeah. No, and I like doing it just simply because there might be people watching stream on mobile devices, so it's easier for them to like keep track of like what I'm looking at, etc. But yeah, I'm doing all right. Okay, so that's the top level one. So we're good there. This is a get though. And I already think I forgot some stuff for the other endpoints. Yep. Okay, so we just forgot one of them. Account is not going to be there. All right, so we do transactions on that. And that looks okay to me. Yep, that looks okay to me as well. So then we get to quotas, and yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to change for these. All right, so we updated the path. We updated that, and we're not actually doing anything in here yet. So this is kind of where we left off yesterday. And this is the create endpoint. So yep, that all looks about right. Cool. An adjustment ID. We're just missing that. Nope. Adjustment ID is something we create. Hold on. Let me look at the data props. So as we look at quotas and quota adjustments, it is quota adjustment ID. Yep, but I don't know if that actually made it to our types. Pengaturin, English only, please. So yeah, it is quota adjustment ID. Perfect. Okay. But this is actually wrong. This is quota usage ID. Sorry, like English only, or I'm gonna have to like mute your comments because I don't know what they say. Yeah, sorry. I'm just gonna have to hide you there. And yeah, how's everyone's Tuesday? What y'all up to? Anything fun? Oh, what app is that there, Robotic Head? Is that like an app that you're building? And is that like a React Native app or a fully native app? It's an app the place you work for is building. Oh, cool, man. You're trying to build an AI storyteller. Oh, that sounds kind of fun. Hmm. I don't think I did a vitamin D today. No, I did a vitamin C. I don't think I did a vitamin D. I Yeah, so I think before I go back, or before I go too much further forward, yeah, some of these create endpoints, I already realized that I think I got a bug in here. Because it's no longer that. Yeah, this is the created at value. So yeah, we're going to have that issue in pretty much every create endpoint that we've recently modified. Just only a couple. And yeah, thanks, Vaders. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'm curious what like the AI storytelling thing means, right? Like Mad Dog, you don't necessarily know because it's kind of a vague idea. Once they describe it, maybe it's totally different. I don't know. Just saying. All right, so yeah, that's where we left off there. Yeah, see? So that sounds a little different. Yeah. See, I read CYOA as something totally different, right? I realize now it's choose your own adventure. I read it as cover your own ass. A little bit different. Little bit different. Just pay Morgan Freeman to create an AI version of his voice and you're good to go. Oh, and hold on. Sorry, 1 second, Ray. There you go. Oasis AI? What does that do? Normally, if you are going to post a link, try and add some context about it. It's just easier to like review and approve it. But, you know, I trust you. AI Minecraft? I've never even heard of that. That's a thing? Oh, okay. Was it .com? .org. Okay. Not sure how much I trust it with how spammy the ads are on it. At a smooth 20 frames per second. Yeah, about that. Yeah, I don't use an ad blocker simply because as a streamer, restreaming other people's content in some way, like, there's a quid pro quo of showing the ads to make them at least something from my view. I don't know. I also just don't trust like ad blocker extensions. I'm old enough to remember AdBlock Plus getting bought out and then injecting ads on its own. Maybe I'm thinking of another ad blocker. I thought it was AdBlock Plus. I've seen it happen too many times. Pi-hole's pretty good. Yeah, I feel like I ran into some issues with that at one point. I think the biggest problem is like if there ends up being a site that you want to actually allow the ads for, or if like the experience is totally broken without the ads, where there are some sites like that, the process of allow listing that site is not ideal. I'm doing my own user management. For some other like smaller projects, I might end up using something like Clerk. Right? For the things I end up wanting to build with Waltr as a service that they're consuming, so like when I want to dog food Waltr into other projects, those would likely use some type of user management thing. Sure. Ooh, it's even better. It's Dorama Sands. Even better. The interesting thing about how we're doing this is it's almost like the shotgun approach to doing this like API development. Right? Like so much of this stuff is like, you know, we're getting a lot of like the boilerplate out of the way, but there are like specific things between endpoint to endpoint that need to be fine-tuned. But we're still knocking out a bunch of the like boilerplate, which I'm stoked on. And you use ChatGPT Plus. That's fine. Go for it. Do whatever you want, man. It's your money. It's your money and you need it now. Call JG Wentworth. 8777 now, or what is it? 8 something? I don't know. Whatever. $8765 now. That's it. Something like that. $8775 now? Damn it. Hold on. Well, that's not the name. 877 cash now. That's it. Yeah, that's it. 877 cash now. That's it. There we go. Brain farted. I was blowing it. Thank you, restarted. There we go. Claude and Jippity. Ooh. I think I'm actually on... I think I'm on all three, like Jippity, Claude, and Copilot. I mainly purchased Copilot so I could give a talk at GitHub Universe. I could probably cancel my Copilot subscription. Codium? I've heard Codium's good. Is that Codium that rebranded to Quota recently, or is that a different thing? There you go. So yeah, Kodo's interesting as well. Worth checking out. Is Xylophone actually just handing out jobs right now? Yeah, I use Super Maven here on stream, and that has a really like reasonable free tier as well. In this economy? All right, so then this one's an update. But you're you got some like startup stuff you're doing, right? Like you're trying to like launch your own startup. Yeah, you got your own startup thing you're doing? Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the market's a little tricky at the moment, but it's not that bad. I don't know. I could be wrong. You're in the Web3 space, so now's a great time. Yeah, now's like striking while the iron's hot for Web3 stuff. Very true, Array. So the big thing, Teddy, is number one, how are you applying to these positions? If you're using like the LinkedIn easy apply button, you're fucking up. Never, never, ever, ever use the LinkedIn easy apply button or apply through Indeed. That shit goes straight into their spam folder. Always go to their website and see what they use for the application process, typically Lever or whatever. So you go to the company's site. Perfect. Just making sure. Just throwing that out there. That's a mistake some people make that isn't immediately obvious. I would say the next thing is make sure you're doing a cover letter. And in that cover letter, actually explain why you think you're a good culture fit for the company, etc. There are plenty of people that don't do the cover letter thing, and you can set yourself apart by doing that. You know, sometimes HR just ignores it. You're going through some automated system, and then sometimes you apply to a startup that's actually worthwhile. Yeah, I would say the cover letter is actually a way that they kind of like separate you out from the people that are just spamming the same resume everywhere. So I recommend doing a cover letter. I also recommend tailoring your resume to the company. If you're applying for a job that's full stack, make sure you're shouting out full stack things in your description of previous jobs. If you're applying for a full stack role and you're not hitting any of the keywords that matter in the description of what you did, that's a problem. Your portfolio could also be your resume. No, your resume needs to check all the boxes because people won't even look at your portfolio until the resume passes snuff. The biggest thing you're trying to do is get yourself onto the short list. So if they get 1,000 applications, how do you get yourself into the list of maybe 50 or less? And I wouldn't say keyword spam, but definitely like have descriptions that check the box that the automated system might be looking for, but then also that a human being is going to read and know that you're not bullshitting them. So don't necessarily spam it, but make sure you are hitting the right keywords as far as what the job is looking for. So you should basically be tailoring your resume to every job you apply to. And instead of doing 50 in one day, space yourself out. Do 5 a week. Right? By limiting yourself to 5 a week, it gives you time to put the craft into them that matters. It's really easy to like apply to 50 one week and then just ignore it for a month because, well, I sent all those, I sent all those messages. One of them's bound to get back to me. Whereas if you just maintain the cadence of 5 a week, it'll add up to more than like the burst, and it'll be higher quality as well. That's my recommendation. But, it is kind of tough. For juniors, it's especially tough. What I want to point out real quick, though, is, right, make sure you're checking a bunch of different places. Right? So there's always like Indeed and LinkedIn. They're like the bigger aggregators. But then there's smaller companies where like Hacker News at the first of every month ends up having a post where it's like, who's hiring? And then there's sites like hnhired.fly.dev in which you can start to search for those. right? So then if we search and do the word junior, we can see that some places are actually still looking. Right? So wait while if you're in Sweden. Right? Aurora Energy Research in the UK. So definitely something to check out. And here's a big one. MixRank is a large company, and they're looking for junior engineers globally, like for sure. So make sure you check out MixRank as an example. But make sure that you're looking in other places than just the big aggregators. No, Hacker News is massive. Hacker News is worldwide. Yeah, no worries. Right? Like, the only thing you can do is increase the places that you're looking because all the bots look at the big aggregators, you know? So figure out a way to separate yourself from the bots. Another really good site, and this one may be mostly US focused, but Work at a Startup is a Y Combinator site. But they do have companies in other places, right? If you're in India, there are definitely companies in India. Let me go log in real quick. Right, like if we try and maybe base it on location, let's just say UK. Oh, hold on, not UA. Right, so we can try the UK. There are companies in the UK. Y Combinator is an incubator for startups. And yeah, if you're looking for Laravel specific jobs, check out Larajobs. There you go. But yeah, like we can see that there's a bunch of companies here. Some of them, no specific jobs, sure, but Encord, right? Data development platform for AI teams, sure. You know? So yeah, I would recommend checking out Work at a Startup. And same thing applies for Work at a Startup, right? Because Work at a Startup limits you to 10 places you can apply to. I think per day, maybe per week, whatever. I forget the exact thing. But the main gist is you go to their website first and then apply through whatever they have that they're looking for jobs on, right? So you go to their career site, and if they're using Lever or whatever you want to call it, you use that. But if they link you back to Work at a Startup, that is when you send them a message. And that's basically like a cover letter where you explain why you want to work there and you're more human. No. So GS Volt, you use LinkedIn to discover, right? Use LinkedIn or Indeed to discover that a company might have posted something, but you always apply through the company's website, never through LinkedIn or Indeed, right? All those aggregators are good for discoverability, but they're not good for clicking that apply button. Most of them just that stuff goes into a spam folder, right? Because it's too easy to automate the easy apply button on LinkedIn. It's too easy to automate applying through Indeed. Not always though, Spyrace. LinkedIn has that easy apply button. That shit worthless. Don't do it. I don't know a single company that actually looks at the results from that easy apply button. I mean, that's debatable, Jaeger. We're not best is such a BS term. No one's trying to argue best. Does it have a good good DX? Absolutely. But best is such subjective bullshit. No one cares. There you go. I completely agree. It has a great UX. Sure. Rails has an amazing UX. There's a bunch of really good DX UX stuff going out there with frameworks. But yeah, we don't like to try to debate best here. Best is always bullshit. There's that word best again, GS Volt. I'm kidding. Like, totally different. Totally get it. Networking in person? Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Assembly has a really bad DX. Absolutely, yes. WebAssembly also kind of has a bad DX at the moment, right? We can point out bad DX, but we're not going to try and point out the worst because that's terrible, you know? But yeah, as far as like in-person events, here in Seattle, that's a little tricky. Like, you can go to Seattle JS, but they will ask, like, hey, anyone here hiring? Crickets. Like, there's maybe one person, then they get mobbed. You know, like, yeah, it's definitely not like it used to be, like 6 years ago. The big thing will be if interest rates get cut. If interest rates get cut, then there's no longer like a good safe money bet, right? So people will invest far more into startups at that point, or far more into like later round enterprise companies, right? The big problem is that money, you can get a really decent return by just stashing that shit in the bank. Like, you know, like not great, but if you can get 5% by just having it sit in a bank account, that's pretty solid. If inflation is 7%, you're still losing money, but it's nowhere near as bad as, you know, when it was 0%. Oh, I mean, Crow, there are savings accounts that do 5% now, right? CDs are actually a terrible vehicle for it. Yeah, dude. There's a bunch of like online savings accounts that'll give you 5%, no problem. If you just threw your money into Coinbase and had it in USDT, you'd get 5%. No, and I get it. I get it. Yeah, yeah. Certain ones might be worth it, right? Like Ally is probably worth considering. Mercury is worth considering if you're like a business. There's a few of them that are worth it. But yeah, Coinbase, like if you have your money sitting as USDT, you're getting 5% from that automatically. Yeah, Ally or Amex are probably good options. I don't know. This is not financial advice. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I'm bummed. I didn't see it going that way. And I pretty much figured if the other person won, crypto was going to tank, so I sold before then. I read the room wrong. That's my bad. But I still realized profit, so I'm okay. I was still up like 40% or more on my initial investment, which is pretty solid. Like it's, you know, I'm not Warren Buffett here, but I'll take a good return, you know. Your friend is 5K? Oh, up 5K. Oh, got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Yeah, that's solid. I'm not talking to like about like you're saying he's up 5,000%? Cuz that would be insane. Yeah, 5,000% would be crazy. Like, whoa. Beat Connect! There you go, Jonestown. Nailed it. Yep, yeah, we're going to the moon. No, no, and I get that array. Yeah. Like, that's doable. Dude, hold on. Are we gonna watch the BitConnect video real quick? Because there might be people who have no idea what we're talking about. Damn it, hold on. What's the good video? The remix is the one, right? Hold on. BitConnect EDM remix full song? Is that the one? That's got to be the one. Hold on. We'll throw on the video real quick. I hope this is the one I'm thinking of. I think this is the one, right? Yeah, this is the one. I remember this. Yeah. I know, right? There's a very quick shortcut for that, Jaeger, and it's the stuff they wouldn't let Deadpool do in the latest movie. Dude, such a scam. Like, dude. It's a good song, though, right? Oh, he got scammed too? Oh, that's worse. Okay, that makes sense. That's a shame. Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Yeah, I'm completely naive. I didn't get into crypto until way after BitConnect happened. But it's a good meme, isn't it? All right. Let me get some more music going. We'll finish up a couple of these endpoints. No. It's just funny that you guys both mentioned the same stuff at the same time. That's kind of hilarious. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, did that dude just disappear? But no, he got scammed too. That's the sad part. All right, so this is the update endpoint. Anytime I see an F, I think my stream crashed. So that's fun. What's up, Standard? How you doing? Got off work late today? Well, that's no good. Off to bed, 4 a.m. Oof, brutal. Oh, you got a baby? Nice. That's cool, man. Congrats. Thanks, Standard. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped on it. Yeah, like really cool. Yeah, I need to reach out to him tomorrow and figure out how I get that prize money. Because, yeah, I want to dole some of it out to the people that helped me build it. I think this one ends up being tertiary? I don't know. We're going to have to look at the data. Oh, and yeah. No. Quotas and balances don't have a balance ID. So it's just the business ID. Yeah. All right. So that part's easy. And hold on. What? Wait. Yeah, I won the solid thing. Exactly, Jonestown. Yep. What does that mean? Little Chris gets to drink from the fire hose. Hold on, let's see what other people did. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you. Oh, did I? Oh, you're right. Yeah, Giffium's online. You're right. I need to make the beanies happen. I forgot all about that, man. You're right. I need to figure out how to make beanies happen. Well, shit. I'm glad you remembered because I didn't. Yeah, I got to figure out how to make beanies happen. I'll make some more stickers happen too. I got to figure out a good place to get bulk beanies. Yeah, for sure. I'll probably get fourth wall or something going. I need to double check with Graham from Growth Book about what they use because, dude, that Growth Book hoodie I have is amazing. Like, it's so good. I need to figure out where Fairwinds does their stuff too because that hoodie is nice too. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, I need to get that going. I'm gonna have to brainstorm that for sure. A Mr. Serbini? Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Thing about the beanies is I'd want to like make sure that it's like a good beanie, you know? I don't want just some like BS gas station beanie, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Okay, so we hammered out most of these endpoints. There's still a lot of stuff we got to work out with making sure we generate the schemas and do a bunch of that stuff. So yeah, we're not even close to done yet. But we did get most of our like scaffolding done for these new endpoints that we created, and I think that is probably worth committing. Dude, yeah, look at how much stuff we've done. All right, so I'm gonna say that's pretty good. It is 7 p.m. Um, and hey, what's up, FD, Mister Sir? How you doing? Yeah, we're pretty much wrapping up for tonight. I got some stuff I need to do in the kitchen for sure. I need to cook some dinner as well, but I need to like vacuum seal the pork and the beef that I got at the store today. I might be able to stream tomorrow. And I'm having fun getting a lot of this work done, right? I don't think tomorrow we'll have gaming streams, so I can actually go a bit later because I think we're shifting gaming stream to Thursdays, which I think is great because then, on Wednesdays where I have Seattle JS, I don't have to miss a gaming stream. So yeah, this week is not Seattle JS though. Next week is. So yeah, on days where I have Seattle JS, I probably won't stream because I'll need to like start driving into the city before I would be willing to end stream. But yeah, so we did some good stuff today. I am not certain if I'm streaming tomorrow or not. Technically, like some of the video editing stuff I need to do tonight, I need to have done by like 1 p.m. tomorrow anyway, which is right in time for our normal stream time. So I think we'd be good. No, not a conference every week. No. Like Seattle JS is once a month. It happens on Wednesdays. It is not tomorrow. It is next week. So it's on the second Wednesday of every month. There is a conference I would like to maybe apply to. So tomorrow we may start out maybe doing the news crawl and then applying to a couple conferences. We'll at least apply to KubeCon EU. Because why not? We can make it happen. Why not? Sure. Could be worse. But yeah, so I'll do some of that tomorrow and then we'll hop back in and we got way more work to do for this. I think our request and response schemas need some work. Yeah, once we get like all of this stuff close to like testable, that'll take some work, but we'll do that. And setting up and redoing tests, right? Like getting Insomnia back up. I may try and find like on the old Mac Mini the Insomnia files so I could like save some of that stuff. Or we could just build it from scratch again. That's not a big deal. But yeah, like we got more API work to do before we could even like consider doing the front end work for it. So yeah, a lot of like type stuff we need to like solidify tomorrow. Oh, I love the new Mac Mini. Like, dude, I haven't had a single like performance concern. Like, I haven't like the Mac Mini hasn't had to sweat at all yet, like the old Mac Mini. So that's nice. But yeah, I'm thinking there's like a bit of middleware I'm gonna want to hack out at some point that is basically like permissions based. So we're gonna have to think about our permission system here soon. Yeah, so we got type stuff to deal with, right? Request and response types. We've got errors that are preventing us from building out like everything, so we'll have to fix those. There's also, I think, another like entity or two that we're gonna need to like scrap, like scaffold out. Like the idea of an account balance and account quota. So that we can actually record people's usage. So yeah, we got like way more work to do back end wise, but I was like, I was kind of getting burnt out thinking about the scope of all we had to do. Like thinking about the scope of all we had to do stressed me out a little bit. And I was like, yeah, starting stream on Sunday, I was actually like, but now I'm like, I'm looking forward to it because of how much like we've gotten done. You know, like you ever have that feeling where you think something's going to be so much more effort than it's actually going to be? So it takes you a bit to actually like just start it. Luckily, I just made myself stream on Sunday and we had to start it, and it turns out that it's not nearly as bad, right? Like that's that feeling almost all the time, right? Like, oh, that thing that's going to suck, you start doing it, it's not that bad. That's how most of it works, right? So yeah, I'm really happy that I have stream to help motivate me. Like, yeah, I clicked go live on Sunday. I might as well put one foot in front of the other. Yeah, that feeling of like it being overwhelming is like so much. When really, if you just make forward progress, it's nowhere near as bad as you thought it would be. There's so much to that, like in dev, just in general. So yeah, I'm really happy about it. I'm actually like, I'm kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel already. There's still like so much more to do, but yeah, baby steps for sure. Gotta crawl before you walk, right? But yeah, so we should go raid somebody. Who is streaming right now? Oh, are we gonna get a chance to raid Zayu? Yep, we're gonna go raid Zayu. Ooh, she's got a beanie on. Nailed it. So yeah, looks like she's in the zone right now too. So yeah, awesome. Cool. Yeah, this is going to be a good stream. Let's go say hi to Zayu. Zayu has a fantastic stream. I think you'll enjoy it over there. And yeah, looks like she's doing some Svelte kit stuff, working on weird.1. I don't know what that is, but that's a great domain, isn't it? So yeah, we're going to go raid Zayu. People over on YouTube, thank you all for hanging out. Thank you for chilling. I'm not 100% certain I'll be streaming on this channel tomorrow or not. I think so. But we'll see. And if not, well, I'll see you on Thursday then. But I think I can probably stream tomorrow. Right? Like I got video editing to do tonight and tomorrow morning. There's like no deadline I have for like Thursday. So I think we're good. I think we're set. So later, YouTube.